Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Deska Yusnia Evariani from the international class of 2024. Here I want to present about occupational health and safety. Next slide about OHS history. King Hammurabi of the Babylonian Empire states in his code, if a builder constructs a house for someone and does not complete the work properly, resulting in the house collapsing and causing the death of the owner, then the builder shall be put to death. Next slide. This Anno over 80 years AD, Pliny, a Roman encyclopedist, required that miners be required to wear nose covering. In 1940, Domenico Fontana, who was tasked with constructing the obelisk in the middle of the Praetor's Square in Rome, mandated that workers to wear steel helmets. Next, about OHS development history, is the Industrial Revolution. About many workplace accidents occur, resulting in casualties. According to employer, this is part of the work risk. Employer hire new workers, works yours the entrepreneur, and employer provide care to victim. In 1931, the United States enacted work compensation law. OHS development story, it must be proven that the accident was not caused by the victim's fault. If it is proven that the accident occurred due to the victim's negligence, then compensation is not granted. However, since victims are often in a vulnerable position, this requirement frequently disadvantages them. As a result, the regulation was eventually changed to provide compensation regardless of whether the victim fall or not. Next, about definition of OHS. One, etymological, providing protection of what aimed at ensuring that workers and other people in the workplace are always safe and healthy, and that every production source is used safely and efficiently. Two is philosophically a concept and real effort to ensure the sustainability of workers and all people in general, along with its works and culture in an effort to achieve justice, prosperity, and welfare. Scientifically, a branch of science and application that study waste to prevent about the workplace. Next, about OHS legislation. The one is law atau undang-undang. Two is government regulation atau peraturan perundang-undangan. Three is ministerial regulation atau peraturan pemerintah. Yang terakhir adalah regional regulation atau peraturan daerah. Hierarchy of OHS legislation. The one is law atau undang-undang. Law is the highest legislation in Indonesia. In the context of OHS, several laws serve as the main foundation, including Law Number 1 of 1970 on occupation safety and Law Number 13 of 203 on manpower. This law set out basic principles and obligations that must be followed by all parties involved in the work of work. Next is government regulation atau peraturan perundang-undangan. Peraturan pemerintah. GR are more detailed regulations that govern in the implementation of the provision contained in laws. Several GR regulate OHS, such as GR number 50 of 220 and the implementation of occupational health and safety management system, and GR number 21 of 213 on occupational health and safety training. Next is ministerial regulation atau peraturan pemerintah and head of agency regulation atau PERKA. Besides GR, there are also regulations issued by minister or heads and agencies related to OHS, such as Minister of Manpower Regulation number 5 of 218 on procedure for occupational health and safety. Next is regional regulation atau peraturan daerah. Regional governments also have the authority to issue regulation related to OHS according to the need and characteristic of each region. Law of OHS number 1 is Pasal 5, 20 dan 27 ayat 2 UUD 1945. Yang kedua pasal 86, 87 paragraf 5 UU Ketenagakerjaan. Yang ketiga UU nomor 1 tahun 1970 dan yang keempat UU nomor 13 tahun 2003. Legal basis of OHS. Law number 1 of 1970 on occupational safety is indeed the main legal basis governing occupational health and safety in Indonesia. This law plays a crucial role in establishing the basic principles and general provisions that must be adhered to by all parties involved in the working world. The following are some important points regulated in Law number 1 of 1970 on occupational safety. The one is general provision. This law regulates various aspects related to OHS, starting from important definition, the responsibilities of the government, employer responsibilities, worker rights and obligation, to the procedure for law enforcement in case of OHS violation. Basic principles. This law establishes basic principles that must be followed in implementing OHS in the workplace. These principles include the principle of accident prevention and work-related illness, the principle of safe and healthy work environment arrangement, the principle of responsibility, and the principle of cooperation between the government, employer, and workers. Employer responsibilities. This law stipulates that employers have the responsibility to create a safe and healthy work environment for workers. They must take various preventive measures, such as providing protection to workers, providing safe work equipment, conducting OHS training, and regularly implementing OHS programs. Workers' rights and obligation. This law also regulates the right and obligation of workers related to OHS. Workers have the right to work and in a safe and healthy environment and be protected from the risk of work-related accident and illness. In addition, they also have the obligation to comply with applicable OHS regulation and participate in OHS prevention effort in the workplace. Undang-Undang Nomor 13 Tahun 2003 tentang Ketenagakerjaan. Conformal Regulation of OHS, GR number 50 of 212 of Occupational Health and Safety Management System. Point 1 establish the requirement and procedure for implementing SMK3 in the workplace. 2 emphasizes the importance of developing and implementing OHS policies, hazard identification and risk assessment, risk control, as well as periodic monitoring and review of OHS programs. Include requirement of SMK3 certification for companies. Minister Regulation of OHS, Minister of Manpower Regulation number 2 of 1980 on health examination for workers. The one is regulates procedure and protocol for health examination of workers, including initial examination before employment and periodic examination during employment. The two is emphasizes the importance of health examination as an effort to ensure the health and safety of workers in the workplace. 3 is establish further requirements regarding health examination related to the implementation of occupational safety in the workplace. Minister Regulation of OHS, Minister of Manpower Regulation number 8 of 210 on Personal Protective Equipment atau PPE, regulate the type and use of PPE for workers to protect themselves from injury risks and hazardous exposure in the workplace. Established standard for the design, testing, use, maintenance, and storage in PPE. Minister Regulation of OHS, Minister of Manpower Regulation number 5 of 218 on procedure for health examination, workplace hygiene, and work environment. 1. Regulate procedure for health examination, workplace hygiene, and the work environment, ensure safe and healthy working conditions for workers. Emphasize the importance of maintaining workplace hygiene and work environment to prevent the risk of disease or injury caused by environmental factors. Minister of Manpower Regulation number 11 of 223 on occupational health and safety in confined space. The one regulates special requirement for occupational health and safety in confined spaces, narrow or limited ventilation space. Establish standard and procedure for risk control in confined environments. Definition of OHS. Philosophical perspective. OHS is an effort to ensure the integrity and perfection of the physical and mental states of workers in particular and the community in general, in relation to the result of their work and culture aiming toward a just and prosperous society. Occupational health and safety OHS. Definition of OHS according to UU RI Nomor 9 Tahun 1990 Bab 1 Pasal 1. Occupational health is a health condition aimed at ensuring workers achieve the highest possible degree of health, both physically, mentally, and socially, through efforts to prevent and treat diseases or health disorder caused by work and the work environment, as well as general illness. Based on Mukijat 204, the OHS program is implemented to the three important factors. A is humanitarian ground. First and foremost, managers will undertake accident prevention measures based on genuine humanitarian principles. They do this is minimize as much as possible the perform work-related injuries and the impact on the workers' families. B is legal compliance. Another reason for implementing an OHS program is compliance with the law. Those who violate this regulation may face fines. According to Sutrisno and Ruswandi, 207, the implementation of OHS measures in the workplace involves several key aspects. The one is the availability of personal protective equipment (PPE) at the workplace. Two is the establishment of regulation for tax distribution and responsibilities. The three is the provision of a safe workplace that meet SSLK atau Environmental Workplace Requirement standard, including being free from dust, dirt, cigarette smoke, gas fumes, radiation, machine vibration, noise, and ensuring safety from electric currents. According to Sutrisno and Ruswandi, number 4, the availability of facilities that support both physical and mental health at the workplace. The operation of complete facilities and infrastructure at the workplace. 6. Awareness of maintaining occupational health and safety. 7. Education and training on OHS awareness. 8. The availability of interruption manual or hazard warning signals. Next, about purpose of OHS. Based on UU Number 1 Tahun 1970, concerning work safety in the objective of category related to machinery, equipment, workplace foundation, and the work environment, and the prevent accident and work-related illness, provide protection to production resources, and thus encourage efficiency and productivity. This is important because for employees' health and purpose of OHS protecting work and others in both formal and informal workplace, ensuring that every production resource is used safely and efficiently, guaranteeing that the production process runs smoothly, supervising the 4Ms: manpower, material, machinery, and work method, to create a safe and comfortable working environment, thereby preventing accidents, preventing loss or damage to tool, material, or production. Principle of OHS: every job can be done safely. Accidents always have a cost. The cause of accident must be prevented or eliminated. Working safely means knowing the work to be done, understanding the step or pace of the job, identifying the dangers involved, knowing how to control these dangers. Importance of OHS. One protects employees for illness, sadness, loss of future, and loss of income. Save family from sadness and uncertainty about the future as well as loss of income. Save companies from losing work, incurring costs due to accidents, loss of time due to health activities, training or replace injured workers, and even personal production stops. Occupational health is the effort to protect employees from anything that may harm their health as a result of work, which includes 1. Health examination for employees, ranging from initial health checks for new employees to regular health monitoring from full-time employees. 2 is workplace environment consideration, including those noise, lighting, and vibration. 3. Ergonomics, which includes self, sitting, work tools, and dimension. Work accident classification. The one is minor injuries. If less than 3 weeks, work can return to their original workplace. Second is serious injuries. If more than 3 weeks, work can return to work but may experience a disability. Fatal cause death of the workers with 24 hours. Cause of work accident, according to Budiono 203, the factors that influence occupational health and safety are 1. Workload includes physical, mental, and social burdens, so it is essential to assess employees according to their abilities. 2. Work capacity depends on factors such as education level, skill, physical fitness, ideal body size, nutritional status, and others. Work environment includes physical, chemical, biological, ergonomic, and psychosocial factors. Accident cost, direct cost. The one is compensation cost. 2 is treatment or medical. 3 equipment repair. 4 investigation. Indirect. One is lost time from work co-works due to work stops. 2 is lost time due to employees assisting the victim. And 3 returning costs and lost work time. 4 is lost time spent dealing with what just happened. Accident investigation. The purpose of an accident investigation is to identify the cause of the accident, provide recommendation or action to correct the causes of the incident, implement preventive measures to avoid similar incidents in the future. The goal is to ensure that corrective and preventive action will prevent the recurrence of similar accidents. OHS development. The A is safety orders, include safety lecture, posting safety posters, and showing safety from our slides. Safety talk considered at the beginning of each work shift. Safety training include training on the use of safety equipment, firefighting, emergency response, and first aid. Safety inspection is involves routine and periodic inspection. Safety investigation is investigation of hazard, incident, or near miss. Safety meeting that discuss issues related to OHS. Hazard, risks, and harm. A hazard is a source of situation with the potential to cause injury or illness. A risk is the combination of the likelihood of an event occurring related to severe injury or illness and the exposure of a person or equipment to a hazard. In other words, a hazard expression, the inherent nature of purpose can harm individual regardless refers to the likelihood of death. Hazard types: one is physical, noise, vibration, heat stress, cold stress, radiation. Chemical is dangerous material, explosive, flammable material, corrosive, hazardous material, toxic, carcinogenic, teratogenic, mutagenic. Biological is virus, bacteria, fungus. Mechanical is the interface with the machinery. Electrical is the magnitude of the current, the amount of current flowing, time, duration of exposure, pathways, entry and exit point. Psychosocial is works mental. Ergonomic is the addition of the work tools. Hazard component is one the intrinsic properties of the hazard, the inherent characteristics of the hazard itself, nature of equipment or material form, the natural state of equipment or material, vapor, liquid, and dust, exposure effect relationship, the connection between exposure, the hazard, and its effect, hazard flow from process to individual, how the hazard move from the process to the individual, condition and frequency of use, the condition under which the hazard is present and how often it is encountered, worker behavior, especially the of worker behavior that influence of the hazard, mechanism of action, the way in which the hazard acts to cause. Risk is the probability or likelihood of a negative effect occurring depending on how likely the hazard is to cause harm. Risk consequence is harm or injury as probability of injury. Consequent hazard as exposure. Exposure is concentration as duration. Risk is hazard x concentration x duration x probability of injury. Safe is a condition where the hazard has been controlled to an adequate level. Danger is a condition identified through inspection that is concluded to exceed safe limits. Here is hazard identification, risk assessment, and risk control. One is hazard identification. According to Swardi, hazard categories include physical hazard, mechanical hazard, electrical hazard, ergonomic hazard, habitual hazard, environmental hazard, biological hazard, and psychological hazard. Risk assessment: this process identifies potential hazards that may occur and aims to control risks from processing operation. The assessment includes likelihood in severity. C is risk control. This involves addressing potential hazards in the work environment by priorities them to assess in choosing the right control measures. The risk control hierarchy according to OHSAS. include 5 levels: is elimination, substitution, engineering control, administrative control, and personal protective equipment. In risk assessment, the evaluation consists of likelihood and severity. Likelihood indicates the probability of an accident occurring, while severity indicates the extent of the impact of the accident. The value of likelihood and severity are used to determine the risk rating, which indicates the level of risk and can be categorized as low, medium, high, or extreme. Okay, this end of presentation. Thank you for attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.